Pau Victor is a really interesting player. I mean, 1 year ago nobody knew who this guy was, and now he's been one of Barcelona's best players in pre-season. We definitely need to talk about him. So in this video we'll talk about why he is that good, and we'll also discuss what his role can be for Barcelona in the coming season. So let's just get right to it. So who exactly is Pau Victor and why is he that good? Well, Pau Victor was born in 2001 and came up through the youth ranks of Girona. Last season he got loaned out to Barcelona B. There he scored 18 goals and gave 5 assists in 35 games. That's definitely not too bad. And that's why Barcelona decided to take him over permanently this summer for only 1.5 million euros. And ever since Hansi Flick saw him in training, he's been really impressed with him. That's also why Pau Victor has been one of Hansi Flick's go-to names in preseason up till now. And yeah, now we know why. He has taken his opportunity with both hands and he's been astonishing up till now. He has made everyone forget about Vitor Roque, who came in January for 40 million euros. So obviously there's something special about Pau Victor. But what exactly? Well, let's find out. First of all, he's really versatile. Unlike Vitor Roque, Ansu Fati or Ferran Torres, who were all labeled as versatile, but actually all still had a preferred position in attack, Pau Victor truly doesn't seem to care about his position. You can play him as a striker and he makes really good runs there, you can play him at right wing and there he's really comfortable, and he's probably also comfortable at left wing. His versatility is really a strong asset for Pau Victor. He also seems to be great at finishing. I mean, he might not be the new Lewandowski, but he does seem to be a goal scorer based on what we've seen in pre-season. I mean, 3 games, 3 goals, that's definitely not too bad. And a last quality we just have to talk about is his positioning and passing. Just his general footballing IQ. He seems to perfectly understand Hansi Flick's tactics. He is always in a useful position for the team, he makes really smart runs, his link-up play is really good. This guy is simply perfect for a team like Barcelona that like to have a lot of movement in attack. So, conclusion, Pau Victor is really an intelligent and versatile attacker. And buying him for only 1.5 million euros, I mean, what a bargain. This guy is definitely at the right club. Wait, is he really? Can he actually be important for Barcelona once the season is well and truly underway? Because don't forget that players like Lamine Yamal are not even with the squad on pre-season. Well, if you ask me, I think Pau Victor can go on to have a really important role for Barcelona this season. And here's why. First of all, I'll admit that he'll never be a first-team starter. I mean, it's probably mostly going to be Lamine Yamal at the right, Lewandowski in the middle, and then that left-wing position would probably be either Rafinha or Dani Olmo. I wouldn't get my hopes up for Barcelona still signing Nico Williams at this point. So that's Barcelona's strongest attack. But what if someone gets injured or Hansi Flick simply wants to rotate? What are his best options then? There is Ansu Fati, but he is still proving to be unreliable because of his injuries. Then there's Vitor Roque, but he doesn't seem to be ready to play for Barcelona and he might need a loan spell at this point in his career. Then there's Ferran Torres. And okay, I've always loved Ferran, but I think his time at Barcelona might actually be over right now. So as you see, there isn't really any reliable rotational player in attack. But that is where Pau Victor comes into play. He hasn't had any injuries whatsoever in his professional career thus far. That's honestly a huge relief as a Barcelona fan. Also, based on these preseason games, he seems to be truly versatile, so he could come in for both Lewandowski and Lamine Yamal. He won't really be too much of a drop in quality compared to the starting 11 either, given the way he's been playing these days. Contrary to someone like Oriol Romeu, who wasn't even good enough to be a rotational player really. So, Pau Victor really is the perfect rotational player in attack. He's versatile, he understands the system, he's reliable. In the long term, in the best case scenario, he could maybe go on to have the same kind of career as Pedro, maybe. Pedro was also not the very best, but he was intelligent, versatile, he had good finishing. I mean, Pau Victor is very similar, and maybe, in the best case scenario, he could go on to have the same kind of career as Pedro. However, that's the best case scenario. Maybe he's just in really good form right now, but he might start experiencing a drop in form somewhere like 2 months from now. We simply haven't seen enough of him to really know whether he can be consistently good at this kind of level. I mean, at the start of last season, Ferran Torres was one of Barcelona's most impactful players, but he ended up having a really mediocre season. So we shouldn't really jump to conclusions after just a couple of preseason games. Even though that's kind of what I've been doing right now. Either way, time will tell whether Pau Victor is actually the real deal or whether he's just a preseason hype player. If you ask me, I do think that he'll have his breakthrough season this year. He won't be anything like the new Lamine Yamal of course, but one thing is for sure, He does fit Hansi Flick's system very well, and I think he will be a really important rotational player for Barcelona this season.